So now with love and happiness, you have family and friends to wish you the best. Chris, I pass over the reins for you to keep Tracey grounded, but feel free to call me if she won't let you get a word in edgewise. So I will, again, thanks for coming. Later on, we're going to have people to do some well wishing. I don't know, Michael look like he's coming up and want to say something.
We are real excited about having Chris in the family, and we couldn't ask for a nicer man for Tracey. And so we are just very pleased, and we also know that it goes both ways. They're both wonderful people. And Chris is a lucky man to have Tracey.
Right.
Amen.
Yeah, I meant to say that.
So we're very, very pleased, and looking forward to a lot of years to be family together.
All right.
Gotcha.
How are you? Be happy, guys.
I'm shooting right at that sign down there right now.
You're right, sister. Thank you.
smart as
Me too. Look here. You old. One more. You can't even spell old. Wait a minute. I know that fella. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Can you all hear me?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I am Yafid Elamine, Tracey's friend, and I would probably say, I'm going to say her best friend, right? I have had the honor and privilege to know Tracey since we were both 12 years old. And who would ever think that I can stand up here more than 30 years later and say that I've had the blessing of being her friend since then. I want to welcome, thank you. You either gonna clap or cry, right? I first of all want to welcome Chris, her fiance, to St. Louis, right? Let's give it up for him. This is my first time formally meeting him, but you know when someone you love has a good significant other because you can see the evolution and the change and the metamorphosis that happens within them. And over this last year, I have seen Tracey blossom and change and really embrace her womanhood. And it's a good thing when you can see someone and you know that they edify the other person. So I'm excited about this journey moving forward with the two of them together. Because that's what life is about. It's about learning and continuing to learn and grow. So today we are here to honor them and welcome them as they embark upon their life together. And we know that's a long time.
All right. Amen.
Especially when you decide to get married and connect with someone. That means even when you ain't liking them, you still got to love them, right? And it really gives you an opportunity to learn yourself. That's what marriage does. It gives you an opportunity to know other sides of yourself that you didn't know before you got into it. But from 12 years old, meeting her in Laclede Town, my father used to have a store there, and her mom had spent a lot of money on these fancy silver things on her teeth. And she would come into the store and order candy, like she would spend a lot of money on big bags of candy. So every time she came in, she'd order, you know, we used to have these 25-cent bags of penny candy. But she ordered a penny candy and she stayed in the store and we just grew to be friends. And I can tell you that at one point in our friendship, her mom said, y'all getting into too much trouble together. I'm gonna have to separate you from her. And so, how long did we stay separated? She tried, but she didn't know we would still sneak, right? So, I'm not gonna go into all of those stories about our growth, right? But I will say that it's a blessing for me to witness her growth and to witness Chris coming into her life and connecting with not only her, but with Deja and Imani. And that's really the testament of a real man, right? When they can come in and not only embrace the woman, but embrace her children and understand the full meaning of a family.
Amen.
So I'm excited about this opportunity that they have before them. I've seen your evolution and your growth and your spiritual growth, so I am just elated to be your friend and still be a part of your life at this journey, because she just been good. So on the tables, you guys have pictures of them. Some of you all have pictures at your table of them when they were 4 and 5 years old. And now you have pictures of them as they have entered into each other's lives. So those are your pictures to take with you when you leave. But I wanted to, first of all, say that my blessings are with you. And I pray that God continues to allow for you all to connect with each other and grow and help to balance each other out, and continue to allow for Tracey to be you and for Chris to be you. So if there's anyone else this evening that would like to have words of encouragement, because we know how hard marriage is. How many of us in here have been married? Right? About half the room. Right? I've been there, done that. All right? So, but we know that it is not an easy union. And we know that we need a family and a community around us that supports that. So, and we're that support community for them. So even though they're in Chicago, it's going to be important for us to continue to stay connected and continue to feed positivity in them as they move along this journey as husband and wife. So thank you again, my friend, for more than 30 years of friendship. If there's anyone else that wanted to say anything, I'll kind of get around with the microphone. I do want to say, and where did Mom go? My other mother in the back. There she is. I know she said her words, but I will say that I know it's hard for her to give away her baby. Because, I told you, I already know it. Because she is her baby. And even though we are in our 4th decade, she will always be her baby. So she worked really hard to pull this together. And even though she acts like she's hands-on, she's totally hands-on. Because that's the way that she loves Tracey, and it's nothing that she wouldn't do for her. So I know that you're getting a son, so now somebody else you can focus on. Chris? Yeah. But we love you, and this is my other mother, and she's been hands-on, and I know now that you can relax because she's in good hands. We love you. Did anybody else want to say anything? If not, we can just, what'd you say, the rest of your life? If not, you guys can speak to them individually. I think you wanted to come up and say something.
Come on up,
All
Mom.
right.
Well, I did say about Miss Phil earlier. Again, I do appreciate everybody coming and celebrating my daughter. But I could not have done this without Mike's help, without Yafet's help, and Sharon. I'm telling you, she just jumped at the opportunity as her auntie, and my friend Mary. So I give my kudos off to them. And Chris even got the music together for us. So and I appreciate my other family there, Mike's children there, so we plan to show our love. Thank all my friends, and I really appreciate you very much. So enjoy.
Thanks for coming, everyone. We appreciate you. We're not rushing you out. I think Chris and Tracey have something they want to say.
Excuse me, Rossio.
I'm sorry. Give the mic to Tracey first.
You bet.
Smart man.
I really just want to thank everybody for coming. I don't want to get too emotional. I thank God for my family, my cousins, my uncles, my cousins came from out of state, from Indianapolis, my cousin Adrian, and my mom's co-workers, friends, just everyone, and my brothers and sisters. I just thank God for just the opportunity for you all to meet Chris. I thank God for being loved so much and blessed with all of my family. And like I said, Yap has been my best friend since we were 12. And relationships, whether it's female or male, you have your challenges and struggles. When you love people unconditionally, then that's just a blessing. My Aunt Sharon, who just helped everybody, Miss Mary, just everybody. I don't like saying names because, messing me up. My Aunt Brenda, who's been covering me, my cousin Philanda, who hooked my hair up. That's a good haircut.
All right.
But no, I thank God for just everyone. I thank God for truly finding a decent husband. As you all know, and I'm sure you all know, I've been married before. This is my my soulmate, a blessing. We met in church.
All right.
And you want to try to wait and do things right. Sometimes you don't, and then when you move forward and God blesses you, and then to have the approval, of course, it's between us, but to know that my family is supportive is such a blessing. So I just thank God for that.
I want to take a minute, and she just said, don't tell our story.
Don't tell me.
Well, that's what we want to hear. We want to know where you met her at, where she met you at.
No, he can tell.
I'll keep it short and to the point, but I do want to share this because it is special to me. We did meet at church, and I call it divine orchestration, the way it happened. We've been going to the same church. Now, I've been at this church for over 20 years, but Tracey's been there for, I think, the last 7 or 8. And we've known each other all these years. We've kind of known of each other. We were more acquaintances in church than we were, friends in church. But it was really just maybe a year and a half ago, because I just turned 51 last month. And it was about a year and a half ago that God put on my heart, because I've always wanted to have children. I always wanted to have kids. I always wanted to be married first. Mm-hmm. I've never been married. I don't have any children up to this point. But it got to that point where, for whatever it was, God put on my heart that it's okay. It's okay that I'm 50 and I don't have children. And I think at that point, everything just opened up to me, because I decided that I don't want to have children. And then I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, Tracey became a lot more appealing to me. She just became really attractive to me. She was just someone, all of a sudden, and I don't know what it is she just caught I see her every Sunday at church. And then all of a sudden, she's saying hello. I do the media ministry, so I'm always in the back, recording, doing the sound, getting the CDs ready to be sold after church. That's what I do at the church. And then slowly, I think it was in January, when she walked by me, she's an usher at our church, and she was really smelling good that day. She sweated I was sweating. And I just said, what are you wearing? That smells good. And she said, Prada. No, this is in December, because she got it for Christmas. She had just gotten it for Christmas. And I said, you really smell nice. She said, thank you. And that's exactly what she sounded like.
Did she give you that same look?
She did.
Okay.
She did.
All right.
She did. And that kind of was an icebreaker. It wasn't a flirt, but it was an icebreaker, it turns out to be. So now, for the next couple of weeks or so, I'm starting to, we're talking a little more, I'm saying hello. And come January 21st last year was when I sent her a message on Facebook, befriending her and asking her for her phone number. So, no, the 23rd, because that became the anniversary when we first started speaking. Now, we started texting, then we started talking on the phone. And here, I'll kind of speed this up a little bit. We go into February, and we actually go on our first date. And this is February 21st. It was one of those days where it was really warm in February, like 60. I picked her up, we went to the lakefront, we took a walk, but it was freezing on the lake. It was the first time we ever held hands, first time we ever embraced each other. I'm talking about a real hug. And we just spent quality time for about an hour together right there at freezing Lake Michigan that evening. It was kind of late because it was after the girls got off work. And then I took her back home, I dropped her off. Got the little pet right here. Oh. That's right. Just tiny for the first time. And she got out the car, and I'm driving home, and I'm only about 10 minutes from there. And I call her, and I tell her, I said, you know what? I have never, ever been in love before until right now.
All right.
And I said, you're going to be my wife. And we're only 30 days into this thing, so you can imagine what she's thinking at this point. And she's tripping. Okay? And then, of course, she says, how do you know? I said, because this is the way I've always wanted to feel. Those who are married, you know, when you met your significant other, your wife, you knew exactly how you wanted to feel. No matter no matter how many in the past, how many relationships you've been in, when your wife stepped into your life, you knew that this is the feeling that I want.
Amen.
She gave me that feeling. We just spent an hour together, and I knew it at that point, and that's what I told her. So from that point on, we started getting to know each other. I'll start telling her I love her. The next day, it's like, all right, love you, babe. And she goes,
Not the next day. The next
okay, maybe within the next couple of weeks. She started getting
She waited for 30 days.
She's like, well, you know, I can't tell you back. I said, it's got nothing to do with you. It doesn't even matter. You're going to be my wife. I'm just going to sit here and the process is going to happen. God has put you in my life for a reason. And she has made me so much better. My life is totally upside down. Well, it wasn't upside down. My life was fine, but I never had it like this before. Nobody made me want to try hard. Maybe he said, okay, well, you know what? At the time, I didn't have health insurance. You know I went and got health insurance. At that time, I had very little credit. I got, what, half a dozen credit cards. I'm like, okay, now we are building, because we need to get to that point, because I knew what was coming. I knew what was coming. So, as we grew, time went on for the next few months. April 26th, we became a couple, officially. You know, and I'm like, are you ready? You know, we had a long conversation. We spent countless hours at night, and we pray every night before we go to bed, and every morning before she goes into her job. On her way to work, we pray every single one. We never forget, and we pray every night. And we lift up her family, we lift up our church family, we lift up my family, we lift up the kids especially, and we just pray, we ask God to continue to cover us. Thank you for bringing us together the way you did, encourage us, and, you know, help us continue to grow. And that was back in April, and we've been going forward just like this ever since. And then December 31st, on New Year's Eve, some of you have that picture, that you see me on one knee, old-fashioned style. And that's when I asked her to be my wife, on December 31st at watch night at our church. Well, okay, it was
like 3
it was
minutes.
5 minutes after 12. Okay.
I mean, it's a different year. So.
We went right into the new year. So right after midnight, I proposed. And this was people was wondering why she wasn't emotional. We had talked about marriage prior. She already knew I even had the ring. She just didn't know when she was going to get it. So I just waited a long time because I wanted it to be in front of our church family, in front of our church home, with those we love and care about, who's prayed for us. And I didn't worry about her saying no. Some people did. They looked at her, she had no emotion, like, uh-oh, she's going to let us down. And of course I knew she wasn't, because we had already talked about it. She just didn't know what I was going to ask. So, you know, and from that point on, we've been planning September 1st is our wedding day. We hope, I mean, we'll send out invites to everyone. We hope everyone can make that trip. Chicago's about 5.5 hours or 5 hours away. It's not a bad trip. But yeah, it's friends, family, those who we care about. We're gonna have it right there at our church that we both are at right now. We're just excited about our future and where we're going with this. And me, I'm on cloud 9. I've been since the day I told her that she was gonna be my wife. And you know, from that point on, I never even worried. And I tell her from time to time that, you know, once I told her she was going to be my wife, it didn't even matter what she wanted. I said, this has nothing to do with you, sweetheart. This has nothing to do with you. Okay? God has already ordained it. You may not see it now, but I guarantee you will. And here we are, just a little over a year later. She's wearing the ring. We're making plans. We're here. Her family and those who were able to put this together, we definitely appreciate you, and we're going to continue to move forward. You know, we ask that you pray for us. Like Debbie said, marriage isn't easy. You know, I know Tracey's been there once before, and she's told me some stories, but I'm excited. I'm encouraged. There's no fear here with me. Not at all. So she knows I'll be the man that she's always wanted me to be, that she always wanted me, you know, the type of man in her life. I said, okay, if I'm not there, I'm working towards it. You know, that's what I do. And, you know, we support each other, we love each other. I'm excited that I got a daughter right here in college. I got another one, 11. Had to pick her up from home and take her to school early in the morning and Friday. And, you know, I'm already doing the duties. And I'm already recording her basketball games and just the whole 9 yards. It's like, well, I always wanted to be a dad. I just, you know, I'm a little bit behind schedule, about 20 years, but, you know, I'm ready to do this, and I look forward to what we're going to do in our future. So thank you, Audrey. I'll just say, Mom, thank you for all of this. Really Get his whole welcome into the home. We just met for the first time with his son. This is my third time back here in St. Louis. So, you know, Mike, Audrey, you know, I've met Aunt Brenda right here, right from Chicago. So I see her on a regular.
You've known me since you.
Yeah, well, I didn't know you before. Let me clear that up. All right, and yeah. So we want to thank everybody for coming out. I know that there's still food left. Some people just came in. Go ahead and help yourself. We'll turn the music back on and enjoy. And thank you for coming out today.
Thank you.
Not yet. I want all the, especially the young men in the house, you know, I've just listened to that testimony. I want all the young men in the house to realize that this is a man. You know, anytime, thank you. Anytime that you have a young man, like I can say young man because I'm old, but anytime you have a young man that has known what he wanted and that has taken the time to wait until he found the one that he wanted and knew the one that he wanted and et cetera, you've got to applaud a guy like that, okay? Secondly, the other thing that I wanted to say, there are just so much. We've got some parallels in our relationship. My wife, Terry, Tracey's cousin, we also are in the media ministry at our church, and we do the video and all that stuff. So, and our son, Cameron, we do all of that. But I just wanted to take the time to thank you. We will all be in Chicago, I'm sure, September the 1st, all right? I know I will. I'm just glad they didn't do it in like February, because if we got to Chicago, we probably wouldn't get out. But anyway, lastly, I wanted to say to my cousin Audrey back there, she knows I got to pick on her. Audrey and Mike, you're not losing a daughter. You know, I saw some tears of joy over here, but you're not losing a daughter. You've gained a man, you've gained a son. All right? And I just wanted to say that. Thank you. Oh, all right.
So, my wonderful mother, my mother and I, this was my road dog. We've done everything together, been through everything together. We've been through a lot over the years.
You worse than your worst mom.
I'm just so happy that she's finally found someone. And she's okay. Because I know she's my mom, but sometimes I worry about her as if I'm her mother. And I can just see and feel and hear the difference in her voice just by when she calls me. And sometimes I can actually get a word in now. So it's amazing how everything just fell into place for you. And all the worrying and the praying and the fussing and the fighting, and it was all worth it. And I'm so grateful to call you my mama. And I'm happy that you're happy. And I'm so grateful for Chris, who has also accepted me. We have been out the house when they met, but I got the phone calls. I even tried to give her advice as much as a 20-year-old can give. But I am truly, truly grateful for the bond and the relationship that I have with my mom, and for the bond that she has with Chris. And I'm truly grateful for Imani, that Imani has another positive male figure that she can look up to. Because she's a handful. So, thank you. Congratulations. I love you. And thank you for being my
Amana's going to say a few words.
Hey, Mom. So, like my family says, I'm not a woman of many words. I just want to say that I'm glad you have another person you can share your love with in your life. And I'm still here, so, you know, 2 people. I love you, and I care very much about both of you.
All right, going once. As Chris indicated, there is still plenty of food. We're going to turn the music back on, so continue to enjoy yourself. Feel free to come around and speak to the engaged couple or just continue the fellowship. Thank you all so much for coming this evening and enjoying the celebration. Wait a minute, hold it. Mike's in the house. All right, excuse me.
Time is the day.
I promise not to cry.
Okay.
Well, so first time Chris came to the house and visited, he sits down on the couch and he says, well, you know, Tracey and Deja and the girls, they'll be down in a minute, we'll leave. And I said, well, one thing you got to learn is that you got to be patient. Because when they say they're going to leave, it's 2-3 hours later before they actually walk out the house. And I never saw a more patient man than Chris. He just sat there, we visited, and it didn't bother him one bit. You know, when they finally did get ready to leave, he was ready to go. But I thought that was a observation I thought I'd share. He's a patient man. He's a good man, and we're real glad. We're real glad for Tracey and for Chris. Thank you.
Again, thank you. Continue to eat, drink, and enjoy. Chris, we're ready for me.
Okay.
That doesn't have volume on it, does it? Can you hear me talking about you?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I know.
No, I missed that part. Wait a minute, you gotta come, Audrey, you gotta come up here. Gotta come up here. Mike?
Okay. All right, everyone, this is a toast to the couple. Many years of love and happiness to Tracey and Chris.
All right. Dilly dilly. Is that what they say?
Raise your hand and get raised again.
Okay.
Smile, Tracey. Good Lord. Look happy.
I didn't know I thought somebody was toasting again.
No, smile. You both.
We have to pose now. Did you get it? She was-
No, I wasn't.
I got it, but she wasn't.
Okay, toast. The toast is over.
With this ring, with this circle of trust, I confess that I must be in love. With this vow, I do promise you now to be more than you've ever dreamed of. With my heart in your hand and my faith in his plan, and with patience to last a lifetime, I offer you everything. With this ring, with my mind, with each thought I'm inclined to cherish you more every day. With my soul, I'm completely yours. You're the answer to all that I've prayed. With my heart in your hand and my faith in his plan, and with patience to last a lifetime, I offer you